Some not so good news when we look at consumer confidence last week. Every Tuesday we update you on our weekly Gallup economic measures, and last week our consumer confidence index at minus 29. It had been minus 20 the week before, and remember we told you that was as positive as we had seen it since we had been tracking consumer confidence going all the way back to January of '08. But this week, a setback. What's behind that? Well, the two elements of consumer confidence are both more negative. Look at the percent of Americans who say the U.S. economy is getting worse, up to 58%. That was at 52% last week. And the percent who rate the U.S. economy as poor has moved up slightly back to 46%. Now, on a relative perspective, our current minus 29 is not horrible. It was much worse earlier this year, and as I said, has been worse in general for most of the time since we've been tracking it. However, to look at it more specifically, this is as negative as we have seen consumer confidence since mid-July, so clearly there's been a reversal of fortune. Our increasingly positive measures of Americans' confidence in the economy have turned back just a bit. What about jobs? Net zero. That's what we had last week. In other words, as many employed Americans say their companies are hiring as say their companies are firing. That's down a little as well. The week before, it had been at +3 in the positive sense. That movement from 3 to 0 is not huge, but nevertheless, that's not picking up either. Finally, spending, that's the real key, at $67. That was the average amount per day that Americans last week told us they spent. That's actually up from the week before. No major trend here, but in line with what we have been seeing off and on for the last several months. So that's modified good news. We've certainly not seen a drop in spending, but nor have we seen an increase. We'll continue to track this, of course, in the days and weeks ahead. Hopefully, there'll be another turnaround. It'll come back up. Perhaps it was the stock market last week, which was down. It caused some Americans to have less confidence in the economy. I'm Gallup's editor-in-chief, Dr. Frank Newport.